The Patriots are coming to town this week with first-year head coach Mike Vrabel, a coach the Bengals have faced 4 times before, beating his teams in 3 of those games, including one of the most memorable playoff upsets in Bengals history when the Titans were the #1 playoff seed in the AFC in 2021, and the Bengals went on the road and beat them on a last-second field goal by Evan McPherson, and that is the inspiration for this Who Dey Conversation. We are going to talk about 3 of our favorite upset wins in Bengals history. Lap, you're up first.
All right, mine, it was November 8th, 1981. The place, San Diego, California. The final score, 40-17, Bengals. They were underdogs by a touchdown. In the football game that we're talking about, the upset victory for the Bengals, Lewis Breeden, 102-yard interception return touchdown. I remember on the side, like, go, Lewis, go, baby. The legendary Isaac Curtis, the sweet over-the-shoulder spike when he scored. 147 receiving yards and a touchdown in the first half. Kenny Anderson, 288 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. The Bengals end up the season at 12-4, the Chargers at 10-6. Always remember the games you won that you weren't supposed to. I'll never forget Paul Brown was dancing in the locker room. It was a big day in Cincinnati for sure. Great times, great memories.
A road win over the Chargers, our first upset of choice. Butch, you're up next.
Hoardy, I've got a prop. Here it is. It's the Sports Illustrated cover, November 17th, 2003. As you can see, it says, Chiefs are perfect, 9-0 with Chiefs quarterback Trent Green on the cover. They came in to face the 4-5 Marvin Lewis Bengals in Marvin's first year as head coach. And if you look closely, it's signed by Chad Johnson with the word guaranteed, because that's exactly what Chad Johnson did earlier in the week. He said the Bengals would win. And they did, not because of Chad Johnson, but because of fellow wide receiver Peter Warrick. He began the fourth quarter with a 68-turn touchdown, and then 6 minutes later caught a 77-yard touchdown bomb from John Kitna, and the rest was one big, long Rudy. His running back, Rudy Johnson, finished it off with 165 yards to close it. Chad, the guarantor, he did okay. 7 catches, 74 yards, and then went across the field to apologize to Chiefs head coach Dick Vermeil. But in the stands, no apologies necessary at Paycor Stadium as they saluted the Bengals' first trip into first place in a dozen years with Marvin Lewis's calling card win. The upset of upsets. Just ask Sports Illustrated.
Yeah, an all-time great game at what is now Paycor Stadium. All right, I am turning the clock back to January of 2022. The Bengals were a 6-point playoff underdog on a snowy day in Buffalo, and for good reason. The Bengals were missing 3 starting offensive linemen in that game. Furthermore, the Bills were 13-1 in home playoff games going in. Well, as it turned out, the game was no contest. Joe Burrow completed his first 9 passes, including first-quarter touchdowns to Jamar Chase and Hayden Hurst, giving the Bengals a 14-0 lead. And that makeshift offensive line gave up 1 sack all day for just 2 yards and paved the way for 172 rushing yards in that game. As for the defense, Cincinnati held Josh Allen without a touchdown pass, and Cam Taylor-Britt helped put the game away with a fourth-quarter interception. The 6-point underdogs won the game by 17 points. One of several great upset wins, and we've covered 3 of them this week in our Who Dey Conversation.